Today on Sports Central, we'll be going over a college football game preview and prediction on a big matchup coming up in the Pac-12 in Week 13. And this one's going to be between Oregon and Oregon State. And it's going to be a good rivalry matchup. Obviously, you got Oregon on one side who's 3-0 and trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. Meanwhile, you got Oregon State who got their first win last week against a decent California team. So all around, things are looking pretty good for Oregon State right now. And they're trying to keep that going against an Oregon team, which definitely will not be an easy team to beat. But then again, we'll be going over a full game preview and prediction on this one here today, starting out with your team trends. Of course, Oregon beat UCLA last week in kind of a close matchup. 38-35 was the final score there. And yeah, I mean, that was a very close game for Oregon. I mean, UCLA played very well. Give credit to them. But then again, if Oregon's going to be a playoff contending team, if they're going to be a playoff team this season, you just can't have close games like that, especially in as short of a season as this one is for the Pac-12. But meanwhile, for Oregon State, they beat Cal 31-27 was the final score there. So that was a good win for the Beavers as well. Winning streaks both these teams. Oregon is currently ranked 9th in the nation, 3-0 with a 3-game winning streak. And then Oregon State is 1-2 with a 1-game winning streak. Games will be on Friday, November 27th, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time in Corvallis. Oregon State will be your home team in this matchup. Spread currently says Oregon by 13.5. ESPN FPI's got Oregon 89%. And the Vegas prediction is also going with Oregon 39-28 being the current final score prediction. So Oregon is favored to win in all three of our sources here, which really is not much of a surprise considering, once again, the Ducks have been playing much better than Oregon State so far. They've got a 3-0 record. And honestly, Oregon's been playing pretty well. And really, I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of crazy to say, but you've got 4 remaining undefeated teams in the Pac-12 already. You've got Oregon, you got Washington, USC, and then kind of quietly in the background, you got Colorado. Colorado is actually undefeated still. And I'm not saying Colorado is a good team this season. Who knows? I mean, they could be good, but I mean, they're 2-0 right now. They are undefeated, so watch out for them moving forward. But for Oregon, this is going to be a big game for them moving forward, especially considering Oregon State is a team. I mean, Oregon's had a lot of success in recent years over Oregon State, but I mean, if you think about it, Oregon State's going to be pretty motivated in this matchup, so you can't forget about that. But here's your stat comparison for this game. Oregon's currently got 38 points per game, 26 points allowed. They got 291 pass yards on average per game. They got 208 rush yards. And for yards allowed, they got 244 passing and then 188 rushing. As for Oregon State, they got 26 points per game, 30 points allowed, 189 pass yards a game, 164 rush yards. And then for yards allowed, they got 227 passing and then 206 rushing. So both teams, I mean, are good in several areas. Like Oregon's got a lot of points per game. That's something that I do notice here. I mean, they've got 38 points per game. That is a pretty impressive rate there by Oregon. I mean, they also got 208 rush yards per game, along with 291 pass yards per game. So this team gets a lot of yardage. That is something that I've noticed as well. I mean, this offense in general is just very good. I mean, their quarterback, of course, and Chow, he's had a great season so far. I mean, he's put up 870 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So he's had a pretty good season for Oregon in his first season as the starter. Meanwhile, for Oregon State, you got Gebbia, of course, at the quarterback position, 560 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions is what he's had so far. So, I mean, he hasn't had a terrible season, but then again, I mean, his touchdown to interception rate is a little bit on the down low. But then again, I mean, he's definitely got a lot of room to improve moving forward. But all around, both these teams, I think, have got a lot of upside moving forward. Both teams should have a decent rest of the season moving forward, especially Oregon. I think Oregon is a legit college football playoff contender right now, especially if they can finish out undefeated. But here's some key points for this one. Oregon's up to a great start. Once again, possible college football playoff contender with them right now. But the thing is about them, I mean, also considering how short the Pac-12 season is right now, like this team is definitely going to have to really win convincingly in order for the committee to put them in the playoff. Because once again, if you're Oregon here, I mean, you've only got like a 6 or 7 game season, and that is really short, especially in comparison to the Big 12 or the SEC or the ACC. So you're playing a lot less games, even in comparison to the Big 10. I think the Big 10 is playing 8 or 9 games. So, I mean, if you consider that, Oregon is definitely a team that I think has got potential moving forward. It's just you got to be winning very convincingly right now, and I think this is going to be a very important game in trying to get a hot streak going for the Ducks, because I think this team has got a lot of talent. And I think they genuinely do have college football playoff talent. They just have to play a lot more convincingly than they have been. But, I mean, Oregon State is definitely building some momentum right now. I think Oregon State is not going to be an easy team to beat if you're Oregon in this situation. So don't sleep on this Beaver team because, I mean, they are playing pretty well right now. So you got to consider that as well. But, I mean, this is going to have some long-term impacts on both teams as well. Once again, I mean, for Oregon, college football playoff, for Oregon State, I mean, the season's pretty short, so you want to have good momentum heading into the 2021 season, which, I mean, you do have a lot of momentum that is built up through the end of the season into the next year. So this is going to be a big game for them in determining that as well. But in the end, here's my prediction for this one. I've got to get Oregon the win, I think. I mean, Oregon is all around just a better team. They've got a lot more talent. Their offense has been playing extremely well. Halftime score is going to be 21-10. I've got Oregon taking the lead at the half, but in the final, it's going to be a 2-touchdown win for the Ducks. Final score 38-24. Probability is going to be 75% towards Oregon here as well. I just think the Ducks, once again, they've got too much talent, and they're going to have a lot of motivation in this game because, I mean, once again, the time is limited for Oregon. They've only got a couple more games remaining in their season already for the regular season. So it's pretty crazy to think about how, I mean, the season's already almost over. But for Oregon, I mean, yeah, you got to win pretty convincingly here, and I think Oregon's going to be motivated. They're going to score 38, and they're going to get the win in the end. But do let me know your thoughts and comments below on this one. I'm going to know your score predictions, all of that down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. But then again, thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this previous up, a like on it, subscribe as well, as it is really appreciated. But then again, thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for more. I'll see you later.